Thank you for joining us today at Miniature Wargaming Labs. Today, as you can see, we'll be going over how to paint your Ironhead Squat Prospector gang for Necromunda. So these guys will be based and designed for the Ash Wastes there. Now, this will be the guy that we're painting. And to do him, primed him standard Mechanicus Gray, and we used almost all Army Painter paints. So Scaly Hide, Spaceship Exterior, Demonic Yellow, Matte Black, Barbarian Flesh, Green Skin, True Copper, Dragon Red, Plate Mail Metal, Ice Storm, Greedy Gold, Hydra Turquoise, Troglodyte Blue, and Ash Waste. Then used some Vallejo German Camouflage Beige, World War II. That was for the dust on there to make him look dirty. Then I used 3 GW ones, 2 shades, so Known Oil and Reikland Flesh Shade, and Agrellan Earth. That's the technical mud to create the cracked earth look there. So, the idea of this paint job is let's get something on the table 1 or 2 days if you spend a lot of time with it. Let's go ahead and get started on this one. To start, we're going to use some Army Painter Scaly Hide. So we primed it standard Mechanicus Gray, and we're going to paint his pants. And we're going to do the shirt tunic. So there is a type of like smock or overall tunic that he wears, and there's also an undersuit. You could probably paint the undersuit black and the tunic a different color, but this is faster. And so I just paint all the clothing in here, just get that paint in there underneath the armor. I'm doing that first because painting from the inside out the hard to reach areas, if I make a mistake, I'll just fix that later on. But instead of having to try to like carefully reach in. Now we're going to paint the armor, and for that I'm going to use Army Painter's Spaceship Exterior. It's a type of white. The shade of white I feel really does justice to the type, what I imagine the composite material their armor is made out of. Here I just got to make sure not to hit any of the green spots, but we're going to do the greaves and shin guard thingy here, the knee pads, get those. We're going to do the chest plate, you saw me starting that. We're going to do the gloves, elbow pads, a little joiny bit right there. And we are going to go ahead and do the helmet. The purpose of that is that'll prep it for the later. The yellow we'll put on later. Let's see, do the backpack. Let's see, let's get the shin guards here. Since we're still roughing it in, you don't have to worry about hitting the boot, just don't hit the green. We're not doing the gloves, that's right. See, I did this glove because it had that communicator thing on it. Let me go ahead and get this pipe. So let's go and fill this in. Right, that's right, that's a glove, not armor. Now we're going to paint the helmet. We're going to use Demonic Yellow. So just go around maybe like 1 or 2 coats. And now you can see why we put the Spaceship Exterior over top of the Mechanicus Gray for the helmet, because it allows the yellow to slide on there a lot easier and get some coverage. Now we're going to take some matte black, and we are going to do just the parts of the boots that are sticking out from the greaves here. We're going to do the various straps. He also has like little suspender straps in here, so I'll do those too. Oops. Scrape that off. Okay. Get the belt. And we'll do the gloves. See, there's these pouches on the side here. That glove, let's see. Got some more belt back here. If you go around, you'll see all the little gloves, boots, pouches, straps, and belt. Let me get the back of this. Now we're going to take some Army Painter Barbarian Flesh. Let me get my little brush here. Alright. So what we're going to do is just go in and around. And just jab a bunch of fleshy color in there. There we go. I'm going to use some Army Painter Green Skin, and that's going to be the dark green with a little screen here. So just a little bit of this. I'm going to use some Army Painter True Copper, and that is going to go on this dwarf head right here. Got its mighty beard. Put a nice thick coat, and there's these little buttons here, and I'll get the little buttons right there. And then a lot of these have a different assortment of dials. Next we're going to use some Dragon Red, and I'm going to take my little brush here. I'm just going to get a dollop on the end, and there's these little buttons. You can paint them different colors, but the fastest way is just run them across the edge. Just highlight the little buttons there. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Now we're going to use some Army Painter Plate Mail Metal. And alright, let me think, where am I going with this? So, let's see. You'll have like these little metal tools. We'll make those. We'll start spinning him. And got another tool there. And they all have like these little accessory packs and their belts with various grenades and more tools, of course. So go ahead and paint those. Then there's also like, just to decorate a little bit, there's these little greebles all over the model, so we'll just pick out a couple of those and make them metal. Get some piping there. Alright, where else would I like this to go? Ah, I remember. Let's do a little hard hat. Like, and sometimes you can find little elements on the armor. I'll go ahead, make those metal. And then the pistol. I'll try to do just the cylinder, the grip. We'll do the barrels here. We'll just fill this in. Now we're going to use some Army Painter Hydra Turquoise. And what I'm going to use that for is the casing on the bolter here. So just all the parts I didn't paint metal, I'll paint with that Hydra Turquoise. It's a good color. A little thin in this bottle of Army Painter. It's a new bottle. Probably need some more shaking. So I might need 2 coats to get the coverage I'm looking for. Don't worry. Next we're going to use some Army Painter Ash Gray. And if you notice, all these little models, they have little beards and mustaches. So some of them are more Amish style. It doesn't look like they have a mustache, but they have a beard. So we'll just go around and just reaching in. So I'm using my tiny brush. Okay, right here, just a little hit of color. Since we're just going over gray and we're kind of cleaning up. Okay, and then it doesn't look like he has a mustache there. It looks like it's Amish style, I said, if you live near where Amish people are. So we're going to move to Army Painter Troglodyte Blue. And we're going to do the visor. Now I'm going to take my German Camouflage Beige World War II by Vallejo. There, and a dry brush. I'm going to put a little on here. I'm going to wipe most of it off. Then I'm just going to dry brush texture here on the ground from the technical mud. And then we'll just do a light coating here. And I do this because, you know, it brings up some of the edge details on like the boots and the gloves, but it also dirties up the armor. into the helmet here. And so I use this on a lot of the ash waste models, just as a way to unify the terrain and like the dust from the bases and everything they'd be kicking up. Because these guys shouldn't be shiny and clean if they're running the ash wastes. Okay, make sure I got all that. See, it looks, especially makes the yellow look scrubby, like that. Next will be some greedy gold, and we're just going to take a little bit of that and just hit some of the top edges here. Like a little corner of the dials. Then you know what, I want to punch up some of the other metal. So we'll get we'll go back to the plate metal silver here. Just touch some of the edges here. I'll bring out some of the detail. I had too much on the brush. If you move fast enough, you can just get a little water in your brush and pull that paint out. Just hit some of the highlight regions there. Let's see if there's any other metal bits I can hit. Well, that looks pretty good. Oh, I remember. Let's go like this. Just along the top. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the matte black. What I do is I get my tiny little brush here. So sometimes I drill in the barrels, other times I paint them in. Just find the center, and if you get a big dollop of paint on it, you can just kind of like shoot it straight down in the middle and kind of like roll it around. Alright, now, so we're just punching up details here. You could stop at any point if you want. So now let's take some Army Painter Ice Storm. And that's going to be for his optics, or his glass there. So we'll just take the side of it here. See, right around the edge there, that makes it glow a little bit. And we'll just we'll pick an angle. Get some more paint loaded on here. We pick an angle and up. See, that's cool. For fun, we'll go back to green skin. Get just a little soupçon of green skin. We're going to go back over the glass on his wrist guard. Just make like a little triangle here. Okay. And then we're going to go to the scaly hide. We remember that from before. Just another little touch in the paint palette. See, while this is drying, it's still wet, so we'll take some of the scaly hide and we'll kind of, don't want too much on there, and we'll just draw an L over the wet paint, and that will kind of merge the two colors together and give it that shiny reflectiveness. See, like that. Okay, cool. Then, for super fun, we'll take back the spaceship exterior since it works as a white. And I'll take the opposite corner. I put the scaly hide, and I'll just put an even smaller there. You got some glass there. And just like in a specific point, to complement Blizzard, just half a little glowy dot right there. Excellent. I think we're going to call it a day right there. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. So let me go back. I still have some of that plate mail silver there. And just hit the edges of that. And give it a little. All right. So I think that is good enough for today on that one. Pick whatever band you want. I normally use Bugman's Glow, but whatever you got on your bases. Well, thank you for joining us at Miniature Wargaming Labs, and we'll see you next time.